How about we start with something really quick? So for people who I guess don't know you, or even if they do, fuck it, they have to hear it anyway. So you won 2 YCSs, and
Yep.
I guess we'll just go to the very first one. So before you won a YCS, have you ever topped a YCS?
No, that's the funny part. That was ended up
So
being
you're
my
like
first
me.
time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember that was the thing that we shared in common. When you won, I think that was your first top as well, and then
Yep.
you topped and won the event, and then I did the same thing. Tell us about that event. Like, what was it like? Give us the
Like
atmosphere. What
everything
led
like
up
leading
to?
up to it, or like what? Like when
Yeah, like
you
we're here to talk, man.
Okay, so
Let's hear it.
that whole event was an accident, like honestly. So it started the week, 2 weeks prior. I went to a regional of plants. At that point, I just knew that it was like the best deck. So I ended up because back then I just looked at like was it metagame or Yu-Gi-Oh! Dash card, whatever. I just knew it was the best deck for topping with it. A week before that, I went to a regional and I ended up meeting like Thomas Vo there at that regional. Like you know who that is, I believe.
Yeah, I know who Thomas
Um,
Bo is.
so yeah, I ended up meeting him at that regional. I don't think I topped it, but then like the week after that, I was talking with my friend and over text messaging, and we were like kind of like flirting with the idea of going to Rhode Island. He said, "Oh, I actually have that week off." So I was like, "What the heck?" So then we hit up like a few more friends. I hit up Thomas, and mind you, it's kind of weird that I hit up Thomas because I only knew him for like a week, so that was kind of awkward. But so I ended up hitting up him and a few other friends, Antonio and Andrew, and they ended up happening to be off as well. So we ended up just going to Rhode Island or deciding to go, and I spent like the whole entire week going to my card shop testing Tengu plant mirrors every single day, leading up
Hmm.
to when we left Friday. As far as how the event went,
Yeah,
uh,
what was your record in Swiss? Like, what did you play against? Do
um,
you remember all that stuff?
I remember vaguely. I remember I played against four samurai decks round one. I mean, day one.
Oh, day
I
one.
played against.
Wow, four
I played against.
samurais.
I actually played against Jared Randolph. Actually, that's when I first met him. He was playing Light Swarm back then. I played. I played him.
Is this when,
Nice.
real
Uh,
quick, is this when, was Gateway? Is this when Samurais had all the gateways?
no. This
No,
Okay.
they
is
got nerfed.
yeah.
Okay.
It's after that. Luckily,
I think they had one gateway though, still,
Because
right?
they
that
I
had
think it was
one.
card,
still
They
one
had
gateway.
one.
because when
Yeah.
Gateway was on three,
Yeah,
that shit was not fair.
yeah. Well, if gateway was on 3, we probably would have all been playing that shit.
Oh yeah. Like 100%.
Yeah.
So what else did I play? I played against Sarosh Shabir, he's playing Fable.
Oh yeah, that deck was so ridiculous, but it was too complicated to pilot.
Yeah. I lost against Paul Leviton. He was playing Agents. I didn't know really what that
Yep.
deck did really, like, because it just came out actually that weekend, I think.
That was the beginning of Agents, right? That was literally the
Yeah,
first
I
event. I feel
I
like
barely knew what that deck did. I didn't know how. When he
they didn't
summoned
even
Hydra.
have.
So what?
I said they didn't even have Gachi Gachi Gantetsu or anything back
Nah, I
then.
didn't have any of those because the Six monsters like weren't a thing. So I went X one day one. My only loss was Paul. Then
Okay.
I lost the first round day two to that Tengu Birdman deck. It was that random deck. I don't even know what it was really called. It was the one that topped Orlando the watches before that. It just I don't even know what the deck was called. It was just Tengu Birdman. Like maybe it ran like
Yeah, I
Was
Gravekeeper.
that
guess you just summon Tengu, then bounce it to your hand with
My
Birdman, and you get
opinion,
another
the deck
Tengu
wasn't
out.
good. Yeah, my opinion, the deck wasn't good,
It's
but I
not
lost
good.
that.
is that the
But
one
Really
with all the
nasty.
monsters
That
in
deck
it?
sounds awful.
Is that the all
yeah,
monster deck?
Monster Mash,
Because I
I
remember there
don't.
being a Birdman deck that had just all, it was basically all monsters.
40 monsters. There was
Yeah.
one with 40
Maybe.
monsters, and it played like Gallus. That was a Gallus deck, like
Yeah,
Gallus the
oh
Star
no, it
Beast.
wasn't that. I know he played Spelling Traps. The deck was
Okay.
terrible. The only reason I lost because like I drew really the worst I've ever drawn like with plants the entire weekend. Like
Yeah.
it was really bad. Then I played Gravekeepers in a bowl. I lost game one.
Ooh.
Uh, game
Ooh, it was almost
two,
over for you. It was almost over for you, Tyree.
yeah, game two I win. Game three, he draws his hand. I'm like, obviously, I'm just saying, I'm like, please, if you, I look at my hand, it's like, I remember it was Cyber Dragon, Caius, Warning, it was like a tuner, Tengu. I was like, I literally, like MST, I was like, I win the game as long as you have roll tribute. Like, I was like, please, God, like, do not roll tribute. My heart was beating. I was like, please do not roll tribute. And the only thing he did, he was like, discard common. I was like, here we go. Like, I've never tribute. So, like, he like soul rolled it too, which like really annoyed me because like he was just like set a back row, set a back row, activate nothing about it. I was like, bro, here we go. Like, so then he just set a monster
Yep.
and pass, and I just like grounded it out, like, so I'd be like,
Nice.
guys, and just win. So, as far as top 32 went, I played Thomas from 32. Don't remember that match too well, but I beat him. I
You
played
play who?
Wilson. Thomas. Same person that
Oh,
wrote. He rode with
you.
me actually, so
Yeah, I
like,
was about to say you came there with him.
yeah, so that
That's
was actually
interesting.
funny. We looked top, but I played him, beat him. Then I played Wilson Sang in 16. I beat him. Then I played against the Herald match, which was like the most ridiculous match I think I've ever played before in my life. Because
Why is that?
game one he wins with Herald. Game two, I forgot exactly what happened, but I ended up winning. But game three, it gets to the point to where I have a match called Android on the board. He has a Gozen match. Where's it rivalry? One of those rivalry or Gozen with a Herald up.
You won this game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so here's
that
what happened.
sounds not fun.
Yeah, so here's what happened. He had like 5 cards at
Yeah.
the end. I was like, I got to the, I realized I got to the point when he flipped the thing. I think it was rivalry or it goes in a match. So like, regardless, when he flipped it up, I realized I cannot win because I was Andrew on board. I was like, I can't summon anything. I can't win the
Yeah.
game because he has like 6 cards in hand. Like, so like I just draw, like set monster, and I was like gain 6 or gain 8, however many life points Android gains. I
Yeah, I
forgot.
think it's 600 for every psychic.
Yeah, I proceeded to do that for 7 or 8 turns. He just doesn't negate anything. He just doesn't negate for some reason. I don't know why.
So
So like,
he could choose at any point to be like, when that
yeah, he can
activates,
choose to win
kill
the game at any
Android.
point. He could choose at any point to just win the game because I don't have any outs in my deck at that point. Like there's 0 outs in my deck. Like the
Yep.
minute he negates, I have nothing to do. So like he gets to the point to where he realizes all of a sudden he has 1 card left in his deck. And I go all the way back to like 80 something hundred. Because I was
Yeah.
really
So
low.
are you higher than him at this point too, I assume?
I think I was higher, but here's what ends up happening is he draws. He realizes he has 1 card left, so he summons a guy to kill the. I think it was like Hyperion or something. Kill Android top face now, and I draw. I still can't do anything. I set a monster and pass my turn. He draws his last card in his deck. He kills my board, and he attacks. I'm thinking I was game, and I punched in my calculator, and my life points at 100. And I double check. I was like, wait, 100. The judge checks it. He checks it again. I check it again. He checks it like 3 more times. The judge checks it again,
Wow.
and the judge is like, yeah, he's at 100. So he actually
Wow.
ends up decking out to lose
Holy
that game.
shit.
Yeah,
Yo,
So
that
you
was.
won with 100 life points in a situation where you really were not supposed to win at all.
Yeah, I should not have won for like he looked like at any point in the game if he negates that Android, I lose on the spot. But
You're just dead. So can I tell you a story that I have from when I won? This is really creepy now because me and you have very similar stories. So you know I won my first YCS top as well.
Yeah. Yep.
But the story you just told me, I have a similar story when I won.
I was
So
thinking the
played
same thing. When
against
he told the story, I was thinking of the story you told me.
So in top 8 of YCS Atlanta, in top 8 I'm playing against Ali, who's using Lightsworn, and he goes summon Aaron, and I'm like, sure, that's fine. And he goes Aaron attack for 1600. I go, that's also fine. He goes activate Chalice and damage that. So Chalice increases her attack by 400, so she goes to 2000. So he's like, that's game. And I look down at my calculator, and there's a judge sitting next to me too. I look down at my calculator and I go, I have myself at 150. And he goes, I thought you were at 2000. I said, no, I'm at 2150. And so the judge is like, yeah, I show Frazier at 2150. So he tries to set the Chalice back face down. The judge is like, no, you played the Chalice. Like you activated the Chalice. The Chalice was used. Frazier took 2000. So now I'm at 150. So he tries to do something else, and I ended up going Solemn Judgment. So I go to 75 life points, and then I top deck a Gravekeeper's Assailant. I summon it. I attack over. He had a wolf on the field. I think at the end phase, Aaron actually milled the wolf. So it got worse for me. And I go draw, and I draw for turn. The problem was I didn't have any monsters this game, but I drew a Gravekeeper's Assailant. I summon Assailant. I attack wolf. I put it in defense mode, and I kill it. So he draws for turn. and he doesn't have like an out to the assailant who's 2,000 attack because of Necro Valley. So he just summons Lumina, I think. So now he has like Lumina Aaron on the field, and he passes. And I draw another monster. I draw like Commandant, and I'm like, attack both your guys, kill them. And so now I'm like winning by a lot because I have these two monsters that are like 2,000 attack, and I end up coming back and winning. And I proceeded to go and win the event. But I literally won that game with 75 life points. Yes, I won a game with 75 life points, and it was all because of essentially he computed, I guess, the wrong, like the math wasn't math.
Yeah,
he computed some shit. I don't know why he thought I was at 2,000, but he forgot when Garoth attacked me that Garoth, I guess, is not 2,000 attack, and that Garoth is 1,850. So that's probably why I had 2,150 left. That's the only thing I could think about.
It's still kind of crazy that he just like not only forgot where you were at, he just decided to try to go for game, and like it just completely botched that.
Yeah, it's actually crazy that how that ended, and I always tell people it was 75. Yeah, he could have kept the chalice, and he might have won actually from that.
Oh shoot,
he screwed up.
What's wild is I feel like when most people are about to go for game, they go, "What are you at?" Like a lot of times, somebody will say, "Like, what are you at?"
Exactly. Like if someone asks me that question, I think I'm gonna die.
Yeah, right. If somebody says, "What are you at?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm dead."
I'm just like, come on, man, don't tell me. Like,
right. I get nervous when people start saying, "What's life?" When people say, "What's life?" and they're like thinking about their turn,
is when they draw for turn. What are you at? I'm just like, bro, what you draw?
What did you draw?
Like,
you're like, why are you murderous all of a sudden?
Exactly. They sit up in the chair.
Game,
I'm just like, what's going on?
They start shuffling their hand real fast. They start spreading graveyards and looking around. Hey guys, if you like this clip, we have full video versions of our podcast episodes available on the IMNerd Patreon, as well as exclusive content.
If you'd like to listen to our full podcast episodes or find us on any other social media platforms, you can do so by clicking the link tree below.